So hello everyone, in this video we are going to see the verbal ability questions that were asked in the written test of TCS. So let's start with the first question. So the question is, the part of the sentence below may contain an error. Identify the part. If there is no error, choose no error option. So we are given a statement and we have to find if there is an error in this statement. So if there is an error, we have to select the appropriate option, and if there is no error, we have to select no error option. So let's read the question first. World Health Organization must intensify their efforts to vaccinate people in African countries. So the options that we have are World Health Organization must. So this seems absolutely correct. People in African countries, their efforts to vaccinate people in African countries, intensify their efforts to vaccinate, must intensify their efforts to vaccinate. So the answer for this will be D. So this portion has error in it. So let's move on to the next question now. Again the same kind of question. We have to identify the part which has error in it. So a paramedic is expected to be highly skilled into dealing with emergency patients. So the options that we have is highly skilled into dealing with, no error, emergency patients, a paramedic is expected to be. So the portion which has error is highly skilled into dealing with. So it should be highly skilled in dealing with. Therefore, the answer for this will be option A. Moving on to the next question. Again, we have to find the part of the question where part of the sentence where there is an error. So the rise in the price of oil and an increase in demand has forced some farmers to harvest oil crops for biofuels. So the rise in the price of oil and an increase in demand has forced some. So this portion seems to be having an error. Has forced some farmers. This is not correct. Therefore, this portion has an error. So the answer for this will be option C. Moving with the next question. Select the most appropriate option to fill in the blank. I have a lot of work to do. I can't leave the office dash 1 hour. So the options that we are having over here is by, until, for, since. Let's put one by one all the options in the given blank. So first of all, let's put by. So when we put by, let's read the statement once again. I have a lot of work to do. I can't leave the office by 1 hour. So this doesn't make sense. Therefore, by cannot be an option. Let's put another option, that is until. I have a lot of work to do. I can't leave the office until 1 hour. So until also does not fit perfectly. Let's move ahead. I have a lot of work to do. I can't leave the office for 1 hour. For seems to be correct over here because since there is too much work, I can't leave the office idle for 1 hour. And let's put the last option also. Since that is, I have a lot of work to do. I can't leave the office since 1 hour. So since also doesn't make sense. So the correct answer for this will be option C. Moving on to the next question. Read the following passage and fill in the blanks by selecting more appropriate options. Okay, so we are given two blanks and there are options, 4 options for each blank. We have to select the most appropriate option. By 2025, marketing campaigns dash relied on artificial intelligence to enhance customers' experience. So let's try to fill in the first blank first, and then we'll read the second statement. By 2025, marketing campaigns dash relied on artificial intelligence to enhance customer experience. So what will the option can be in the statement? So by 2025 marketing campaigns will have relied on. So will fit perfectly over here, because would is a past, and will being does not seems perfect over here, and will also uh, not fit perfectly because it is relied over here. So in first blank we can say will have, will come. Then moving ahead with the next sentence, companies will be communicating their dash only through personalized and curated content. Company will be communicating their uniqueness only through personalized and curated content. So uniqueness can be an option over here. Let's read the further ones. Companies will be communicating their marketing only through personalized and curated content. So marketing cannot be an option. Companies will be communicating their future only through, no. Communicating will be companies will be communicating their products only through personalized and curated content. No. So uniqueness is the one which fits much perfectly. Or products can also be there. So let's see any option which has answer as 1 B and 2 A or D. Let's see that first. So 1B and 2A, okay, this can be an answer. 1B and 2B, no, this cannot be. This cannot be again an answer. This cannot be answer. So according to our observation, option A is the correct answer for this question. Moving ahead with the next question. Read the following passage in the blanks by selecting the more appropriate options. The main cause of teachers leaving the workforce is not tough and rigid work contract in schools, but dash is poor and working condition dash mere, mere meager salaries. Okay, so we have two dash in this question, and let's try to fill the first one. So the main cause of teachers leaving the workforce is not tough and rigid work contracts in school, but rather is poor. However is poor, so is poor, and then is poor. So if we read the complete sentence, the main cause of teachers leaving the workforce is not tough and rigid work contract in schools, but rather is poor. The statement is trying to say that it is not tough and rigid, rather it is poor working condition dash meager salaries. So for a second one, the option can be working condition aided meager salaries. So the answer that can become here is aided. So the first it is A, and for second it is C. So we can see that in options there is no such option. So it can be considered that like the options are misprinted, because the correct answer is this only. That is the for first it will be A. For first blank it will be rather, and for second blank it will be aided. Okay, so this is the answer which is not present in the options. So moving ahead with the next, select the most appropriate option to fill in the blank. Almost all colonial buildings have been so altered and developed that their dash structure is no longer. So the options that we have is no longer dash. So the options that we have is external necessary, original recognizable, main found, internal attractive. So the option that fits most over here is original and recognizable. Let's read it once again. Almost all colonial buildings have been so altered and developed that their original structure is no longer recognizable. Whatever the original structure of the building was, is can no longer be recognizable. So the correct answer for this will be option B. Moving on to the next question. So let's read the question first and then we will look into it. For the four sentences S1 to S4 paragraph below, sentence S1 and S4 are given. From the options P, Q and R, choose the appropriate sentences for S2 and S3 respectively. So the sentence S1 is, some 200 kilometers from Leh are the villages of Dha, Hanu, Garkone and Darchik on both sides of Indus River, inhabited by Buddhist Dar tribes. So there will be two more statements after this statement, and let's read the fourth statement first and then we will read the options. He added, people of this religion are culturally and linguistically different from those in parts of Ladakh. So now let's read the options, that is P, Q and R. So the villagers are together called Aryan Valley. The word Dart is derived from Sanskrit word Daradas, which means people who live on hillsides, said Virendra Bangaru, assistant professor at Indira Gandhi National Center for Arts IGNCA, who has extensively researched on their lives. There is also a line of thought that the Aryans of Ladakh might have descended from soldiers in the Alexander army who had come to region over 2000 years ago. Okay, so when we read the options, then it can be seen that the R does not belongs to these. R cannot fit in those S2 and S3. So let's try to fit P first at the place of S2. Some 200 kilometers from Leh are the village of Dha, Hanu, Garkone and Darchik on both sides of the Indus River, inhabited by the Buddhist Dar tribes. The villagers are together called as Aryan Valley. And then let's try to fit in the Q. The word Dart is derived from, so it can be seen that Dard is given here, so it can be come at the place of S3 and S2 is fixed with P, and that's why as I said, the third one does not have much significance with respect to this. So finally the fourth one will be as it is. He added, people of this region are culturally and linguistically different from those in other parts of Ladakh. So the option that we have is option 4 will be the correct answer for D for this answer. So let's move on to the next question now. Again, similar kind of questions. Let's read the statement first, then we will read the options. When employees are constantly working for a long time, they start getting influenced by others' moods and vibes. Then two statements will come, and then the last statement is, but this emotional transfer also happens through digital communication. Okay, so the options that we have is, this phenomenon is known as emotional contagion. Positive emotions lead to higher productivity, creativity and job performance. Emotional contagion is most pronounced when employees are together physically. So the S2 position can be filled with P, since it is written over here that this phenomenon is known as emotional contagion. Which phenomenon? The phenomenon that we are talking about in the first statement, that is for constantly working for a long time, they get influenced by others' moods. So this is this phenomenon that we are talking about. So P can come here, and the next one is positive emotions can lead to higher productivity, creativity and job performance. So let's read the last one again. Emotional contagion is most pronounced when employees are together physically, but this emotional transfer also happens through digital communication. So when we read both of them, R seems to be a much perfect fit in this case. That's why we will put R over here. So the correct option that we will get is P and R. So the correct answer for this question is option B. Moving on to the next question. You are going to read a text. Part of two sentences are missing from the text. Choose the list A to C, the most appropriate part to complete the sentence for each gap 1, 2 in the text. there is one extra part that you do not need to use. Those who are concerned about society may be troubled by the idea of over dependence on technology. Dash. We have made technology our primary religion and culture. Dash. So let's try to read the options first. It had started to overtake us because it has crippled our ability to keep a track of events around us. Our new religion and culture is making us more confident and productive. Our deviations from our roots affects our ability to trust each other. So the first option, let's put A at the place of 1 and then read the whole sentence once again. Those who are concerned about the society may be troubled by the idea of over dependence on technology. It has started to overtake us because it has crippled our ability to keep a track of events around us. So this is like fine. It can be an option over here. Let's read further ahead. We have made technology our primary religion and culture. So in this case, let's try to put the B first. Our new religion and culture is making us more confident and productive. Our deviation from our roots are our ability to trust each other. We have made technology our primary religion and culture. Our deviation from roots affects our ability to trust each other. So this can be a continuation. We can see that this can be act as a continuation to the previous sentence, because over here we are speaking like we have deviated from our roots, right? But over here it is totally talking about the new religion. So this doesn't fit much better in comparison with C. So the option C seems to be a perfect fit in this case. So the answer for this will be then A and C, that is option D. So moving ahead with the next question. Which of the following sentences uses formal language? So let's read the 4 sentences first. Numerous research methods were considered for the study. It was raining cats and dogs. So like this is not, we cannot use this in a formal sentence. So this cannot be an option. She uses loads of examples in the class. Loads of examples. This is not a formal language. The improvements can't be introduced due to funding restrictions. Can't be doesn't seems to be a formal sentence. So the one that we have, that is A. Numerous research methods were considered for the study. So the correct option for this will be option A. Moving ahead with the next question. The following sentence pair can be combined into one better sentence. Choose the option that combines the 2 sentences best. So let's read the 2 sentences first. I completed the assignment. Thus, I submitted the assignment. Let's read the options now. I completed but submitted the assignment. Doesn't seems to be a good answer. I completed the assignment and submitted it. Yes, this seems to be correct. Let's read further. I completed the assignment. However, I submitted the assignment. No. Although I completed the assignment, I submitted the assignment. Again, not a perfect fit. So among all the 4 answer options, option B is the correct one. So the answer for this will be option B. Let's read the next question now. You are going to read a text. Part of 2 sentences are missing from the text. Choose from the list. A to C. The most appropriate part to complete the sentence. For each gap 1 to 2 in the text, there is one extra part that you do not need to use. In order to conduct clinical trials of medical treatments, scientists gather a huge amount of information of their patients. Dash. Some researchers argue that medical research can be massively improved by a shift towards artificial intelligence. Dash. Let's read the statements now. This can result into more efficient and less complicated clinical trials of medical treatments. This can pave the way for more innovative and cost-efficient treatment. This practice increases the cost of collecting, storing, and analyzing data. Let's try to fill the first blank and then we will look for the second one. So, in order to conduct clinical trials of medical treatment, scientists gather a huge amount of information of their patients. This can result in more efficient and less complicated clinical trials of medical treatments. This can pave the way for more innovative and cost efficient. This practice increases the cost of collecting, storing, and analyzing data. So this seems to be a correct one because it is saying that this practice increases the cost of collecting, storing and analyzing data. Which practice? The practice of gathering huge amount of information of the patients in order to conduct the clinical trials of medical treatment. So I guess first blank can be filled with this. Moving ahead with the next one. Some researchers argue that medical research can be massively improved by shift towards artificial intelligence. This can result in a more efficient and less complicated clinical trials of medical treatments. This can pave the way for more innovative and cost-efficient treatment. So option A seems to be a better fit for this. So the answer in our case will be 1C and 2A. That is option D will be the perfect answer for this. So that's all for this video. If you like this video, consider subscribing to the channel, and to see more such videos you can check the playlist section of the channel. Thank you.